Hey, it's Cory BOldroff, the real estate guy, bringing you some informational educational tips. This session is all about ADUs. So we're going to go over the definitions, the laws, the rights, and how you can turn your single family residence into a triplex. So with no further ado, let's get into it. So what is an ADU? An accessory dwelling unit. It's also been called a mother-in-law's quarter, a guest unit, second unit, guest house. There's actually 63 other names that we've called it throughout the years, but right now it's defined as an ADU by law. So what is an accessory dwelling unit? An ADU is a second home with complete independent living structures. So it has a bedroom, a kitchen, a bathroom for one or more persons that generally takes on 3 forms. So you can have a detached ADU, which is detached from the primary structure. You can have an attached ADU, which is attached to the primary structure. And you can also repurpose existing space inside the primary structure. Living rooms, master bedrooms, garages, all would comply with the junior ADU laws and ADU laws. So why may an ADU work for you and your family? It can provide extra source of income for homeowners. So it'll allow you to stay in your primary structure, build an ADU, and rent out that ADU and use that extra income to offset your mortgage. It can also be used for extended family members to live near one another while maintaining privacy. It can allow senior citizens to age in place. It can provide much living space as an apartment, a condo, and it's suitable for couples, small families, friends, college students, senior citizens, etc. And it's going to give homeowners the flexibility to share independent space while living with others. So zoning laws. Zoning is an umbrella term for a vast set of regulations that determine what you can do on your property, what you can build, where you can build, what activities you can do, basically the conditional use of your property. It includes height, setbacks, lot coverage, and conditional use. In Los Angeles County, there's zoning designations and what they mean. So R1 means single family residence, which also allows you to have an ADU. An R2 is how many units you can have per the size of your lot size. So if you have a 10,000 square foot lot, you're allowed 1 unit per 2,500 square feet. So you'd be allowed 4 units on a 10,000 square foot lot that's labeled R2. And they go down from R3, R4, RD1 to RD4. So let's get into the history of the ADUs and why they're good for the community. It's going to give housing options and increase of housing supply. It decreases the carbon footprint by up to 40% according to the studies. If only 10% of homeowners in California built an ADU, it would create 680,000 new properties for seniors, college students, and others. In 1960, LA was zoned for 10 million homeowners. Today, it's only zoned for 4.3. In 1982, the state of California adopted its first laws encouraging ADUs. So in 2002, the state enacted AB 1866, which updated the second unit law to require that local governments must allow second units on both single-family lots and multifamily lots through a by-right process. In 2017, the state implemented further laws to limit local control, reduce barriers, and eliminate arbitrary rules. In 2019, California passed new legislation that effective January 1st, 2020, that essentially requires approval of applications for a permit to create 1 or more ADUs on a property. So in 2016, 3 very important state laws were passed. SB 1069 made several changes to address barriers to development of ADUs and expand capacity for their development. AB 2299 requires a local government to ministerially approve ADUs if the ADU unit complies with certain parking requirements, size requirements, and setback requirements. AB 2406, this statute creates more flexibility by permitting junior accessory dwelling units. In 2019, new legislation was passed that became effective January 1st, 2020. AB 68, SB 13, and AB 881 Just to give you a little background, AB means it was passed in the state assembly. SB means it was passed in the state senate. So let's look at AB 68. It gives 60 days to acquire approval for ADU applications. It prohibits minimum size requirements. There's a minimum of a maximum of 850 square feet that they're allowed to limit you to, with 16 feet high roofs and a minimum of 4-foot setbacks. It prohibits imposition of limits on lot coverage, floor area ratio, open space, and minimum lot size if they prohibit an ADU construction. It requires ministerial approval of applications for an ADU or a junior ADU. So let's look at SB 13. It reduces the application approval time to 60 days. If a local agency has not acted within 60 days, the application shall be deemed approved and the state law supersedes the local ordinance. It removes owner occupancy requirements. If a local agency does not adopt ADU ordinances, the state law still applies and supersedes those local ordinances. All ADUs must be allowed to be a minimum of 850 square feet or up to 1,000 square feet if it's more than one bedroom. The impact fees are 0 if the ADU is under 750 square feet and no more than 25% if its ADU is bigger than 750 square feet. It requires the housing and the community development agencies to require that local ordinances to ensure they're compliant with state law. So let's look at AB 881. Many of the same provisions that were in SB 13 that weren't in AB 69 were applied into AB 881. They cannot require owner occupancy. There's not a requirement to replacement parking. So as long as your house either lives within a mile of a bus stop or public transportation, a carpool zone, a large parking lot that's meant for the public, and or has street parking, you do not have to provide more parking by providing an ADU. They're going to impose state control if local jurisdictions are not following the state guidelines. Basically means the state is superseding local ordinances because they have been giving you a by right process in the state of California. And there is no HOA restrictions. So if you live in an HOA community, they cannot restrict you from building an ADU. So junior accessory dwelling units. A junior ADU is created from existing space inside the primary structure. So converting master bedrooms, additions, garages. They're no larger than 500 square feet, but you may add 150 square feet to your garage or your primary structure for ingress and egress situations. You must have an efficiency kitchen, you must have a separate entrance, but you may share a bathroom with the primary structure. This is perfect for like a mother-in-law's quarter or extended family situation. So why an ADU? It can help offset your mortgage. So it's a lot cheaper than going out and buying another single-family residence than it is just to build an ADU or convert space into an ADU. It's going to help offset, rental income is going to help offset your mortgage. It's going to allow extended family to live on the same property, but with privacy. It's going to allow senior citizens to age in place so they can live in the primary structure, build an ADU and rent that out, or live in the ADU and rent out the primary structure. This is going to increase the housing supply. So if you're thinking about building an ADU or converting into a junior ADU, please reach out to me. I will help you navigate through the local ordinances, understand the state laws, and I'll connect you with a specialist that deals with ADU construction. So again, this is Cory BOldroff, the real estate guy. I'm always going the extra mile for my clients, delivering service with a smile, and helping my clients achieve wealth through real estate. A couple little quick programs that I have that are unique. I have a buyer's dream home program. Basically means that we'll buy your home that's in your dream neighborhood, build it to suit, update it, remodel it, build additions, and then sell it to you under current market value. Another thing we have for sellers is we have a 29-day listing program. So we promise to list your home and get it sold within 29 days. Either we'll give you back your listing or we'll list it from free from that point on. So if you're looking for one of those two programs, reach out to me, Cory BOldroff, the real estate guy.